Everyone, welcome to the Teach Better Today morning show where the Teach Better team gets to join you live every single morning, Monday through Friday at 7 a.m. Eastern. My name is Rae Hughart. Katie Miglin is here. We have a lot to catch up on, and we have a listener question, and we have a new website, and we're going to be giving away money. So, stick around. Hey everyone, good morning. My name's Rae Hughart. Katie Miglin is here. Katie, how you doing this morning?
Just wonderful. Happy Friday? Is that a Friday today?
Yeah, it's Friday. Yeah, it's Friday because there's a F1 race this weekend, and it starts today because it's Friday. It's the 3rd through the 5th. It's also Friday for other reasons, but just
That's what I was processing. I was like, none of that do I care about, but it is Friday.
yes,
And
it's Friday.
happy Friday, everybody. You made it through another week, and it's in May, which means the number of weeks hopefully are dwindling, that you will have early morning bedtime or early morning alarms.
What's happening? Okay, yes, and it's Teacher Appreciation Week the next time you go to school, which is exciting. There's so much going on with the Teach Better team and companies all over the world.
Yep.
And next weekend is Mother's Day, lots of graduations. This is like the time in May where people are partying.
Yes, and I feel like, did we talk about this last week where this is the time of year where it's so busy, but all good stuff. Maybe it was with Josh I was talking about this, but it's so easy to get wrapped up in oh my gosh, our to-do list of I got to wrap this up. We have these 500 things on our calendar, but it's all good, fun stuff. It's celebrating the things we've been doing for 9 months. So cheers to you.
Yeah, cheers to that. I love it. I think that's an important reminder. Somebody last week, well, it was this week, but this, whatever. Somebody recently had asked me, they're like, how's your week this week? And I'm like, it's really busy, but anything I would like to change can't change. It has to happen the day that it's scheduled. And anything I could change, I really don't want to change because it's good things I'm excited for. And I think sometimes when we get overwhelmed and busy and stressed, we have to do that little bit of an audit of our calendar of, is there anything we can change? And if not, is the good stuff at least outweighing the things that we have a responsibility for?
That's 100% accurate. I feel like I've been living in that space for the last 2 to 3 weeks. As you know, I help with our old schools play. I'm still pretty active in the theater program, and it is literally the show is tonight, and it's just been a crazy couple weeks. But every time I do an audit, especially at our house with my husband, he's like, what can you take off your plate? And I'm like, well, nothing, because I love all the stuff I'm doing. I just really would like a little bit more sleep right now. But it's just a temporary, obviously we're, there's things coming that hopefully you'll be able to restore. But yeah, it's such a good reminder to what are the things you're doing? If there's things that you can take off your plate that don't bring you joy, then maybe reevaluate that. But if everything you're doing or, celebrating right now is bringing joy to your life, then just be busy, and who cares? You can sleep in a few weeks.
Yeah, good call. And just stock up on coffee. It's just a coffee life the next 2 weeks. And
Yes.
I feel like the beginning of May is busy, but after Mother's Day, I feel like it's a slow roll. Get to the end of the year, you're in a good spot.
Or
Memorial usually slows things down, stuff like that.
Or it doesn't actually slow down. People just get used to the chaos where it's this is the norm.
No, don't do that. No. Get back to sleep.
It's a crazy time of year when your most recent Google search is how much caffeine leads to heart attacks.
We've talked about this. You need to be careful.
I know, but I feel like I'm just I'm good.
Here's the problem with this conversation, because we have had this conversation before and we're going to just relive it again on the show. I saw an Instagram reel on how many cups of coffee it would take to kill you. And this could not have been a scientific fact reel. Okay. This was some dude being how many flies could kill you? How many, like cups of coffee, whatever. Like it was not, but I just vividly remember that the answer was 74. No frame of time, nothing. So every time it was conversation, I'm like, Katie, as long as you don't have 74, you're fine. Based on this fake, like reel I saw on the internet.
And here's the thing. I'm very far from that. So I feel like even if it's not that scientific, let's say 50. Let's just round down. I am very far from 50 cups.
I'm asking ChatGPT. How many?
Ray's my best friend.
How many ounces are we talking? 16 ounces or 8 ounces?
I would say how many 8-ounce cups of coffee?
8-ounce cups of coffee would it take to kill you or for a heart attack? Different situation.
I think heart attack. I feel like I could, like it would be rough, but I could bounce back.
Sorry, guys. Just really need to know this. It's thinking. Is this a bad sign when it doesn't give you an answer right away?
Yeah, no, that's not good.
Okay. You're not going to be happy with this. This says the number of cups of coffee would take to induce a heart attack varies greatly depending on the factors like individual tolerance for caffeine, overall health, and sensitivity to caffeine. However, consuming around 5 to 10 cups of coffee within a short period can lead to caffeine overdose symptoms, including rapid heartbeat, palpitations, and potentially, in extreme cases, a heart attack. It's critical to moderate caffeine intake and be mindful of your personal limits. If you're concerned about caffeine consumption, consult a healthcare provider.
We are your healthcare providers. And I think the takeaway is drink the caffeine, live your best life. In June, your life might slow down.
And not more than 5, because I don't want to be responsible for any heart palpitations that are not romantically induced. Maybe you guys could see us on your phone or computer, or maybe throw the morning show on TV or in your headphones as a podcast when you're driving to school, and we already give you heart palpitations because you're like, OMG, it's Rae and Katie.
On that note, let's get to team talk.
Yeah, let's do this because we're talking money and a listener question. Friends, I love money. Let's do it. Welcome back to Teach Better Today morning show. I do maybe think it was bad right at the transition that I just said bluntly, I like money. Is that like naughty to say? Is it like, I feel like liking money for your school is a good thing, right?
Yeah. And I don't think anyone would argue with you that people like money.
Okay.
I mean, you kind of need it to like survive in this day and age. So
it's true. I've just been watching a lot of like crime stuff, and people that always end up in bad places like money. And that's not what I meant. I just meant that I want funding for you and all educators.
Yeah. I think we're off to a really strong start today on this Friday. We're talking about caffeine-induced heart attacks, money. I'm really glad you're all with us.
The show I'm watching, they would have sent MI6 like after me, and I don't want that to happen. So, okay.
Great.
Back to not TV shows. How about a listener question? What do you got for us, Katie?
Yes. So this comes from Gwen Peebles, who we both worked for. She is a fantastic educator. Gwen, shout out to you. Hopefully you're listening today. But Gwen, I just also want to shout out is like doing her dream job. She went after it at like late in her career. And I am so proud of her for all that she's accomplishing. But Gwen was texting with a few of us this week, and she unintentionally kind of gave me this idea of, she was talking about her art teacher in her building who is really struggling to provide quality lessons with, that are high engaging. She said the kids love to paint, all things painting. But the district has recently cut a lot of their funding, and they are struggling to figure out how to supply some of those art supplies that can be, a little bit pricier, especially if you have a bigger school, without breaking her own personal bank. And so we kind of there's a few educators on the text chain and just kind of talking through some different things. But I thought this is a great thing to talk about because we know we have lots of special teachers in our audience. We have lots of, honestly, all teachers that are probably doing some fundraising, trying to get money for their classrooms, because we know that budgets are constantly being cut, but our dreams of, engaging students are continuing to skyrocket. So, Rae, I would love to kind of just talk through this to just give teachers some ideas, but also if you are in the chat, drop some ideas that you've used, ways that you could have gotten money that has been successful, that doesn't require a ton of prep or time for you, but did get you a lot of bang for your buck. So, Rae, what are your initial thoughts on this?
Yeah, so my initial thoughts is this was a huge component to why we created the Teach Further model, because trying to find grants is a really, 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 really good option, but takes a lot of time. You have to write them, and sometimes the grants aren't conducive to when you need the funding. So grants are my first initial thought, is go after grants. There's so many local grants in every community. It takes a while to hunt them down. I would even go as far to say, if you are struggling to find grants in your community, maybe like shoot me an email. I would love to do some initial research for you to see if there's any grants that exist in your community. Just give me some details on where you're located. But otherwise, I really love the Teach Further model, which has a course in our academy for those of you interested, simply because it has you partner with businesses, and then they become more or less investors in your classroom. Now, the con to this, Katie, is that it does take some time to build up those relationships. But again, I've seen those be a little bit more of a long-term relationship versus grants they have to reapply for every year. So partnering, going to your local grocery store, YMCA, organizations, and saying, hey, I have this vision, I'd love to get you involved, might allow you to get some of that monetary support. And again, that's a whole process that we could talk through as well. What are your thoughts?
I know this will depend on your population, but I, like, as a parent, I know I was in the classroom, so I knew that struggle firsthand. But now, being a step back from it in a different role, I love when our teachers reach out to us and just say, hey, I need this simple thing. Because me going out and getting, even like baby wipes, like that was something this educator had expressed, that she like runs out of baby wipes when they do painting. And I'm like, we have a baby in the house. We buy baby wipes in bulk. It's easy for me to go drop off a half a case to her. And it was like nothing for me. So I would say, like, reach out to the people that you are close to, but also we have seen a ton of success with people throwing it on their social media. You never know when someone like looks at it and says, I've got an extra $20. I would love to give this back to the schools. And so anything that you can just like reach out to the people that are in your community, throw it in our the Teach Better Facebook group if you're needing more ideas. But I just think like one person spending $3 to $5 versus a teacher spending $3 to $5 times 100 students is obviously like not totally manageable. But I can run to the grocery store, I can add something to my grocery cart, and it's not a big deal. So I truly loved when teachers throughout the years have just asked for little stuff along the way to help them out.
Well, and what I like about these ideas is that you can actually do all of them, right? None of these negate other things. And I'm even thinking, what is that? Donors Choose. It's like the GoFundMe equivalent for educators. That's a spot where you could be asking for donations from members of your community in a lot of different circumstances, but also random people like put money towards that. So somebody not even located in your community might back your project. So that could be a good, all these options kind of allow you to get money in different time frames by asking different people and by supporting different projects that you might have a vision for. I think the biggest part of all of this is having a clear idea of what you want someone to believe in you for. And so whether you're asking a business, a community member, a family member, anything in between, you want to really be able to clearly articulate where this money's going, why it's for a good cause, how it's going to impact students. And if you can do that, you're in a great position to kind of use all these outlets to support, hopefully, a lot of different projects.
I would say too, if you're reaching out to your school community, whether it is a very active school community, or if it's a school that maybe you struggle to have parent involvement, either way, be mindful of when you're asking for money. I know sometimes we lean on, I'm going to put it on the supply list at the beginning of the year, so then I just have it. But that increases the amount a parent is putting forward in August or September. And so while we might think that's ideal, because then a parent is like doing one shopping, trip and they're getting the $50 worth of supplies at once, that might not be feasible for family members. So maybe you don't put it on the supply list if you don't need it right away. Maybe you put it on in October and say, hey, we're getting ready to start this unit. I would love for every student to bring in this item. And if you're interested in donating more than one to help our other students who maybe don't get one, anything that you can kind of spread it out makes it feel more manageable for families versus having a really big hit at a certain time of year. So I would avoid beginning of the year and I'd avoid holidays.
Yeah, I was going to say like August, December.
Even sometimes January, if families are feeling the heat from coming out of the holidays, maybe wait till like February or March if you can.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think that'd be good. Kind of break your supply list up in a little bit of more of a quarter system and be able to do that. And I think, again, when you choose to make these decisions, it should be communicated to parents. Hey, I understand that it can be challenging to do all this at once. This is our way of doing it. If you'd rather donate it all at once, that's fine. I can give you a full list, but to respect your family and the activities that we do in our classroom, this is a better system. A lot of this is going to come down to communication and being able to talk through things. And if any of you are interested in support, I know Katie and I love, like as a weird, creepy hobby, love doing this stuff. So please let us know how we can help. We'd love to do it. The other thing is, if you are in a position where you're looking for funding for professional development, we actually have an entire page on our website committed to our team writing grants to support your school's professional learning initiative. So I'm just going to share this website here so we can see it. This is our funding page. If you head over to teachbetter.com/grants, or just look on our social media, we're posting about it all the time. This is a great place for principals or teachers to go to navigate. All you need to do is look through the information, make sure you're comfortable, you book a meeting with Chad, and then our team, once we know the specifics of your goals for professional learning, our team will go find grants, write grants, apply for grants, and do all this for you so that you don't have to worry about funding being a reason that you can't get support for your teachers, really strong support for your teachers. So let us know if you're ever interested in that. I love that we do this. I don't think that communities take advantage of it enough, but we are doing this for any community within the US and Canada. And we have a whole team committed to finding those grants and getting you the support money you're looking for. I'd say the Midwest states take advantage of this the most, but there's no reason we couldn't do it more places. So let us know. We know what we're doing. We've done it a bunch. So it's a pretty good chance that you'd be accepted if and when you decide that this is what you're looking for, which is kind of fun.
And if you need any assistance with, maybe you're trying to do a wrap-up project for the school year, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. We obviously would love to, just help you figure out how you can make those end-of-year projects a reality. Or if you want to brainstorm going into the next school year on how you can set up your supply list so that it's manageable and not super cost breaking the bank, so you will. So we'd love to help you there too.
Friends, have a wonderful rest of your Friday. We hope you enjoy the weekend ahead. And of course, we'll see you next time on Teach Better Today Morning Show. Bye, guys.
Hey, Teach Better community. Thank you so much for joining the Teach Better Today morning show every single weekday at 7 a.m. Eastern. We have so many resources for you outside of this live stream at teachbetter.com, including blogs, podcasts, and professional development that will bring our team to your school. Wherever you are listening from this morning, please make sure you are sharing and celebrating the incredible educators in this world. And hey, if you are listening over on a podcast to Teach Better Talk, we would love a 5-star review. The comments are always so entertaining. We'll see you tomorrow.